Someone, the mic when I first got it was like here.
Mm-hmm.
Someone of a small stature.
Midget must have been it.
So you're right, Dennis.
Can you
Reading
open?
all right?
You open the first gate. The first segment has finished already.
Yeah,
Got it.
minutes ago.
Okay, I got it.
It's
I'm ready
okay.
minutes.
Are you ready, guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
Welcome back, and now it's time for our part two, where we're discussing media trends. Every week we talk about a different media trend, and we have our live show with Talk and Talk. With the studio we have Dennis and Tim. How are you guys doing?
Thank you for having us, team. Right, I'm very great. And how about you, team?
Someone's really excited.
Yeah. Actual listeners, okay, I was a little late today, so please understand. Okay, so I had to be a little bit more energetic.
Dennis,
To
you're
make up for it.
forgetting about the rules here. As long as they don't know, you don't have to apologize.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
Yeah, they
how?
didn't know anything, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh my
how would
gosh,
they know?
that was
They're
my
just watching
mistake.
this show.
It's the magic of radio. They
Oh
don't
my
know.
All right. I just felt guilty. All right, guilty pleasure. Okay, I
Wow.
got it.
Okay, that's not a guilty pleasure, by the way.
All right. How about you, James?
Oh yeah, doing okay. Not too bad.
The number of COVID-19 cases are spreading, high in
Yeah, it
Gwangju
is.
and
Yeah,
Jeolla
it is going up a
province.
bit. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, you're quite right.
It's okay, your family and your
Yeah, yeah,
friends are fine.
we're okay so far.
hmm One of my students, student friend, maybe one of my students, he used in kind of the same the internet cafe
Mhm.
of just infected the case. So actually, he was not quarantined, but he was a little worried about that. And then no, now he's fine. He's fine. So I just felt like that. Just COVID-19, just infections, a little dangerousness, just around us now.
Yeah.
So we will feel worried.
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks for bringing all this great news, my friend. Really cheering the mood of this Sunday morning, isn't it?
But that's reality.
Yeah, I know, I know. My brother went to a swimming pool, apparently who had a,
Swimming pool.
infected person went
d-
through, and he had to be quarantined inside of his room for 3 days. None of my family actually cared. We just thought to this, thought to ourselves, he's just playing video games all day.
Mm.
But it just turned out to be fine. It
I didn't
happens.
think. I thought swimming pools were closed.
Oh, they were actually open for a little time when the
Oh, okay.
restriction level has been gone down to level
Mm.
1,
Ah,
around
okay.
that time. Didn't really last long, though, as we all know.
All right, we're getting the eyes from behind the glass. We've got to get into our topic.
All right, I got it. Let's move on.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the real name comment system of the GFN webpage.
Mm.
So you can leave a message or comment on the GFN webpage. It has a free board, but when you write some feedback about the programs or your opinion, you have to register your account first.
Mhm.
And GFN requires that you have to verify your email address before posting. And when you go through this process, but then when you comment, you don't have to use your real name when you write something. So GFN doesn't technically require your real name. So what do you think about having to use your real name when you comment on the internet?
Well, we have a kind of media talk, so it's not a kind of matter of kind of only the on GFN. It's kind of the kind of online comments matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many people just keeping their privacy. They use their ID, right?
Yeah.
And GFN as well, right? So it's kind of the one of the big huge trend. Just don't use their real name. But yeah, sometimes there is a kind of really bad comment, or sometimes someone has just swells at someone's right. So in that case, that hurts the other people. So in that case, we just think about, okay, oh, they maybe should need the real name, because they feel a little guilty on that, or bad comments. Yeah, I totally understand, but keeping privacy online, that should be the first, I think. No, Tim, what do you think?
I am disgusted by the idea, the very idea that you have to put your real name when you're simply commenting on the internet. I mean, do you
Okay.
guys did you guys even know that when you're trying to sign up for a petition on the government website in this country, you don't actually have to write your actual name,
Oh, okay.
and it still counts. I tried it before. I'm telling you. Okay, don't chase after me, anyone. All right. Just saying, I tried it for research purposes. Okay, nothing more, nothing shady or any kind of uncanny reasons. No. I only did it for the research purposes for this very video.
Okay. So this is online Korean governmental like surveys.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
So as in also, the voice to Blue House, the Kuminchang rights.
Right. Okay.
They
So
don't use the real name.
right. So people put forward, we should talk about blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
enough people sign,
Yeah.
they have to talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We
Yeah.
have the same system in the UK. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, only the website actually, remind you and actually ask you to write down your real name. Thing is, you don't have to. Just saying, just letting you guys know. I'm
Okay,
not breaking
right.
any law here. But my point still stands. Just because you have to leave out, some kind of comments down there, I don't think you should require to be, actually putting down your actual names or personal information. Because, for example, back in 2010s, even today, when you're trying to make a new account for your email, like for example in Korea, we have something starts with N and something starts with a DA.
Mhm.
You have to put your social security numbers and your address and blah blah blah.
Right. Yes. Okay.
But in the Western websites, for example, GOO something and some of the other stuff, they only ask for your email address.
Mhm.
Like, look
Yep,
at the
that's true. Yeah.
differences. I still do not understand to this day why do you need people's personal security numbers and their address and their phone numbers when you're trying to just make an email account.
Yeah. It is something that annoys me a little bit about that because it's kind of changing now. But in the past, my ID number that I
Mhm.
get wouldn't work in the websites.
Mhm.
So there was quite a few things with like Korean services and stuff that I couldn't use because it would say, "What's your ID number?" Put it
Mhm.
in. That person doesn't exist. You're not allowed to use. And then the other thing I always got was the different companies using the different spellings of my name.
Mhm.
So did they write my name in English?
Mhm.
Did they write it in Korean? Okay, if they wrote it in Korean, which way did they write it?
Uh,
Did they include my middle name or not?
mm,
So I always had these problems like trying to sign up for
dif-
stuff.
different name system,
Yeah.
right? Thank you. But I think the media has a kind of the special section, whereas media always not just one way kind of interactive way with the listeners and just the audience, right? So we have to think about it. We are just stand in the middle. We have to keep their privacy of name, or we have to just open for public kind of. There are many internet trolls, right? So
Mhm.
many just celebrities are kind of suffering from, and sometimes they a little go the bad side, right? So we have to think
Yeah.
about it.
So you brought up really, which is the number one
Mm.
reason a lot of people say we should have to use
Yeah,
our real names
hmm
is the
internet troll.
the trolling,
Yeah,
the bullying
hmm
of people online.
hmm
Mm.
and it affected a little death side too.
Yes, so
Right.
there has in Korea been a fair number of
Mm.
suicides
Yeah,
by celebrities
you're right. You're right.
that we can't say 100% it's
Of
from
course.
online comments, but that has really made a difference.
Yeah. In other countries, it's the same. The situation is, as the Korean. So it's many internet trolls just harassing as many celebrities, and they're just sometimes just suiciding or kind of like that.
Yeah, I think it does. I was trying to think last night about some examples of it, but I
Mm.
couldn't think of any names
Mhm.
of people who actually have committed suicide.
Mm.
But I, I, I mean, it can't be a good thing,
Mhm.
right? I'm sure it does. I mean, celebrities do talk about the mental pressure
Yeah, right.
involved, and a lot
Good
of them
point.
say
Mental
like
pressure.
they just don't go on the internet anymore
Mm.
because it's just not worth reading those comments.
Mhm.
You know? And a lot of them say like, if you want to be a celebrity nowadays, you have to have a very, very thick skin,
You're
right? Because as soon as you do anything that goes on the internet or is popular in any way, you will get attacked
mm. So
mercilessly.
Here's a good example. Tim is a superstar, kind of the super villain in GFN. So maybe you went through some internet trolls.
No. First of all, I had to refute your claim that I'm not some kind of famous mascot of this dear studio. No offense, I love you guys, but
Didn't you know that you were a kind of white tube star?
No. So, my opinion, yes, NTs. You're talking about NTs, right?
Yeah. So let's come back to it. We'll come back to Tim's comment after our song break.
Superstars request, of course. Let's go.
It's actually Tim's request, so you want to introduce it?
I can't see.
Oh, you can't see it. Okay. Okay, so this is Tim's song request. It's "Raining Men" by the Weather Girls.
See?
I actually thought of this request because there was like huge storm going on like yesterday. Yeah, I was like, it's raining, man. I know that song. And that's how it came.
So there was. Okay, so you made a request. Song
Yes.
request. Got it.
Just like I promised.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. You're ready.
Okay, so welcome back, and I rudely cut off Tim, so let's go right back to him. He was going to tell us all about his opinion on these negative comments.
No worries about cutting rudely.
Okay, first of all, don't you ever dare, expect yourself being rude to me. I have far worse experience. No, you are not being rude, so don't worry about it. I'm not being nice, all right? I'm just saying I'm used to it. Far worse way. And okay, let's talk about this anti problem,
Okay.
So nowadays we call them antis, like a plural noun. Those people who just hate everything and always trying to say mean things and negative feedback to any kind of content creators. Doesn't matter if it's celebrities or million subscribers or just small content creator who are trying to make it big. But there's always going to be this anti who's trying to make that dream not come true.
Yeah, without any reason, just for some reason, I don't know, just some people just anti.
Yes, I mean, this is a serious problem, we understand, but at the same time, another serious problem is, yes, maybe putting in a real name is a good thing, but there's another problem when it comes to that. How are you going to verify that these are their actual names?
Yes, I guess, that is a problem. I mean, in Korea, it shouldn't be that difficult, I would have thought, because you could do it using the ID system, right? There'd be ways around it. There's ways around everything.
Yes.
But I think if you did use the ID system, then you'd get 99.9% of people would just use their real name. People would get around it.
But here's another thing, though. That's the beauty of this industry, sir. If let's just say a big platform out there decided we're gonna try to make a new policy on our website. From now on, you guys can only comment on our, platform or whenever. If you only use your real names, nothing else will work. No complaints whatsoever, right? Yeah. Then what do you think people's gonna do, huh? They're just gonna go like, oh, you know what? We cannot do anything about this. Let's just follow the rules, follow the laws, like a good obedient children we are, and just do it. No. They're gonna try to find another website that functions just like that one, but allows them to use false names and false identities because people don't like it. People just move on to find another thing that can actually, satisfy them in similar way.
Well, media has a kind of the freedom section, right? But media has also give some responsibility, some mind to audience, right? If there is no responsibility on freedom platforms, it's kind of the meaningless. It's just the always the fighting like that. So we have to find some solution on that.
Yeah, it's a good point. I really worry about requiring the use of a real name because it allows for doxing.
Yeah.
Have you heard that term? Yeah. So doxing was where people find people's information and then post it. If you say something online that someone doesn't like, they research you, they take your life, and they put it on the internet for everybody to see. And that could be a real problem.
Yeah.
And I think, especially when we talk about the GFN. So let's imagine that someone, in Gwangju doesn't like our show, right? And they go to the GFN webpage, write in this horrible comment, all three of you are idiots, I hate you all, blah, 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 and they use their real name because they have to, right? So that could be a big issue in real life because I know most of the foreigners
Oh.
in
Mhm.
Gwangju, right? I know a fair percentage,
Ah,
and if I don't know you, I probably know someone who's your
it
friend.
might be another problem.
So then we get what's going to happen, right? If I'm if I see these people week in week out,
Hmm.
and I know they said that thing
Yeah.
about me,
Yeah.
right? And they're entitled to their opinion. That's fine. But I mean, it could create some real tension, especially in such a small community like the
Yeah.
foreigners of Guangzhou.
Mm.
Okay, well, I think we're actually jumping a few steps here. My first point was if we actually something like this happen, let's say on one platform, people will not actually try to use that platform and just actually move on to another similar one. And that's why I was trying to point out this system is not just gonna work in the first place.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you're right for like internationally or nationally, but I want to bring it back to GFN. So
Ah,
because I mean, if you don't want to use the GFN website, okay, you don't have to, but you're not really going to be talking to GFN, right? There is no second GFN website to go to.
So that's
So
why I think there is a kind in Korea. There's a community. There is something committee, right? Filtering some very just heartbreaking some comment, right?
mhm.
So yeah, I think we have a good system, but I think are we well educated to receive some bad comment or anything bad? I think it's not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think I have a thin skin.
Mm,
I think I'm quite good at
mm,
taking criticism, but
mm.
still, it would I wouldn't like it.
Uh-huh.
Would you guys? Would you like
I don't
you
like
go on the website and
I don't like
there's a
it.
comment there
I'm a
saying,
human. I don't like it.
yeah, no one likes it.
I'm used to it.
You used it. So one solution. Oh, here is one solution. Just has to be
I
used
mean,
there.
okay, here's the thing. So antis and all this bowling and it's really tragic, right? So sometimes we find the alternative solution, like some other big platform with a big red, button for their, icon. They use certain algorithm to actually, bring down those antis and people who say hateful words, as so to say. It seems like a good idea at first, but what actually that brought upon is actually censoring and blocking freedom of speech because let's just say, let's be honest, computers are not perfect,
Mm,
the
Mhm.
system that are supposed to be, tracking down all those antis and
yeah.
cyber bullies, it's not perfect. And sometimes they do make mistake. And when the how should I say the creators
Hmm.
or should I say maintainers, the masters of the platform actually has a control over such thing,
Hmm.
it usually creates a very biased algorithms and system. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So this is really a hard topic to discuss. It sounds good on the paper, but in reality and bringing into the action, it might only create more problem in the future for both sides.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is a problem in all things. I think all life. And I think that fight between the freedom to say what you want,
Yeah.
as opposed to the rights of other people not to be attacked
Hmm.
for things, and I think that's true in whole life. But the issue comes in real life. If I'm down in the bar and I say something to someone, I don't like you, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
There is some recourse. They can say something back to me,
Hmm.
right? But online, there is no comeback,
Mm.
right? I leave my comment and I'm gone.
Mm. You're right. You're
Nobody can say anything back to
right.
me,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. I have seen pretty great
So
arguments along the side of the comment section from time to time.
yeah, some people do stick around to argue, but most of the time they don't, right? 99% of the time they don't.
Well, there's no perfect system always in
Yeah.
even in media. So I think positive argument is usually fine. Just by using a real name or just by ID, that's fine. Okay. That's what made us just to think about the why we have to use kind of real name is kind of some bad trolls or something heartbreaking one, right? So we have already had current system has a filtering, right? That's the reason why we have to talk about this media trend on this topic because something a little new challenge, right? GFN can try and a little differently. So we can just open a little section of comment and then we can use real name and we can just just look through it. Oh, it works, maybe we can go further, right? So we can try it on. I think it is fine.
Mhm.
Of course, there is kind of the pros and cons, but yeah, it's kind of worth it. We can try.
So what you're telling me is you're gonna make people write down their real names when
Yeah.
they're commenting on GFN now.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Just with small section, just small section.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, we have run out of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was a really tough topic, but was
Mhm.
really exciting.
Yeah. Okay. So I appreciate you guys coming in, and we'll see
Thank
you
you for
again
having
next
us as
Sunday
all
morning.
time. Okay.
Yeah. No. Okay. Thanks for coming. See you. next week.
See you next
Bye-bye.
Sunday. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
Very philosophical, one.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Take care, James.
Yeah. No,
I don't apologize.
정리했어?
아직 안 했어요. 아, 해야겠다.
해야지.
해야지. 자, 빼드릴게요.